Hey YouTube, big up on yourself. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. It is your girl Chantel. And you know, we're about to do what we do when we do what we do over here. And that is basically trigger the chicken heads. And y'all, yesterday I made a post that triggered the chicken head. Y'all, yesterday this was triggered as hell. I've noticed the patterns that they'll get triggered over basic, simple, logical concept. And I'm going to review the post and highlight, show y'all why I call them chicken heads, why I call them hyenas. Shout out to Miss Crimson Cure. Why these women are just so stupid, for lack of better words. But before we dive into it, y'all go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and be sure to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Now, as I said, I make a post yesterday. I made a video, actually. I made a short yesterday about coffee dates. And I basically said in the short that a lot of women accept or deny coffee dates. Pardon me. A lot of women push so hard against coffee date because they know they bring nothing of substance to the dates, to the relationship. So they know they have to milk the man and get him for a nice expensive dinner before he realizes that, wait, this little chicken head ain't worth nothing, right? And if you can find out that she ain't worth nothing on a coffee date, then she missed out on a good meal. Right? So that, I personally believe, that is my theory. That is why I believe a lot of women refuse coffee dates, because they ain't got no substance. No, I had posted that, right? I did it in a poll. If y'all can see, let me scroll down. So I had said, I believe most women deny coffee dates, aka chill dates, because they know they don't have enough substance for a second date, right? In the comment section, y'all, if y'all can see the comment section, here the chicken heads come to prove said point, to prove that they can't hold a conversation, to prove that they ain't got no substance. So of course, Jen 962 said, y'all just be setting the bar lower and lower. I'm not getting dressed for no beep coffee date. It has nothing to do with substance. It's about standard for me, but carry on. Okay, great point. Acknowledge her point. She's not going to get dressed for no coffee date. So my response was, but don't you get dressed on the regular anyway, sis? Come on now. This is where our common sense needs to come into the conversation. This is where we need to take R. Kelly advice.
Use your common sense.
Come on now. Don't you get dressed on a regular? The same clothes you're going to throw on to run your errands, the same clothes you're going to throw on to go to the gym, is the same clothes you can throw on with a little bit of lipstick and mascara because you still want to be cute to go on this coffee dates. We lack the intellectual maturity. Sorry, pardon me. They lack the critical thinking skills that it takes to have these conversations. But let us go on, proving my point. As I said, I responded, don't you get dressed on a regular? Wear the same clothes you wear to the gym if you go, because, you know, I mean, Big Shirley, shout out to Mr. Kevin Samuels. Throw on some lip gloss, mascara, that's it. But it's not surprising that it's so difficult for you to concept simple, basic concepts. Then another one, did y'all see that 499 had jumped into the conversation before I saw the response? She had said, what's even worse is that the bar is in hell and they're still not getting picked. Of course, you know, they have to come with the pick me comments. The pick me comments. I responded to her saying, I would love to see your report card because the coffee dates is less effort on both ends. If you go to see if chemistry is there, and then you put in the effort to get dressed, and then you put in the effort to beat your makeup, and then you sacrifice your expensive perfume. A coffee date is less effort on both ends. But these women, as I said, they ain't got the critical thinking skills to put 2 and 2 together, and when you minus 1, you got to get 3.
2 plus 2 is 4, minus 1, that's 3, quick maths.
They don't have those basic critical thinking skills, so they don't realize that you're not getting dressed up for a coffee date. So that excuse of them saying, I'm not going to get dressed, I'm not going to put on my makeup, I'm not going to wear my expensive perfume to go drink no coffee, then don't say.
Come on, man. You don't know better than that as a cool person. Come on, man.
Then don't. And that's what I say. It's very draining to have conversation with women like this. Because the basic concept, like, hey, if you're not going to get dressed over, you don't have to get overdressed for a coffee date. If that is your pushback because you're not going to get dressed for a coffee date, then that's an irrelevant pushback. But anyways, let us continue. She said, because so we're going to focus on Jen right now. All right. So remember I said to Jen, don't you get dressed on the regular. Wear the same clothes you wear to the gym. If you go, throw on some lip gloss, mascara, that's it. Jen said, girl, I'm not going to argue with you. You're not even making sense. If you feel a coffee date is good enough for you, have it. Jen lacks the critical thinking skills to comprehend that a coffee date don't require you to overdress. A coffee date don't require you to beat your face. A coffee date does not require you to go above and beyond. It is a minimum effort on both ends. The purpose of a coffee date is to go to see if y'all have chemistry, to see if y'all match, and then you plan a date after the coffee date. These women, again, as I said, these women believe that the coffee date is that it, because they know they can't get a second date. They know they don't have enough substance, intelligence, charm, charisma, whatever you want to call it, to get a second date. So in their mind, the first date is it. And if the first date is not a big, extravagant date, then they're not going to take it. They're not going to go on no coffee date. Of course, I had to highlight that it was too difficult for Jen 96 to comprehend, proving my point that she lacks substance, proving my point that she lacks intelligence. But let us put Jen on the side and let us focus on, did y'all see that 499? Because she within herself proved the absolute point why women go on dates. They don't care about the men that they're dating. They don't care about figuring out if y'all morals align. They don't care about nothing like that. All they do, they go on dates for free meals. They go on dates to say, oh yeah, he took me here and he took me there. Did y'all see that 499 said, well, here you go. The guy I started seeing earlier this year flew from East Coast to California, where I live, so that we can drive to Vegas, where we spent 3 days at one of the best hotels on the Strip and had dinner at the nicest restaurants, including the Golden Star. The man I dated before that took me to a restaurant where we didn't even have a menu, but instead had the chef send us all his best dishes for our first date. Before that, I was sent a fur coat 3 days before our date because we were going to have dinner up in Big Bear. And he didn't want me to be cold. Shall I continue? Like I said, men will spend what they feel your companionship is worth. I'll give you my IG if you want to see for yourself. Now, listen. To boast to say a man did this and a man did that. The man flew me out. The man sent me a fur coat. Is that anything to boast about? A man with money can throw that on a streetwalker. A man with money, that's just a one night. That's a business expense. She's boasting about a tax write-off. She's thinking that this man coming to the East Coast, coming to California, pardon me, from the East Coast to hang with her, a tax write-off, a transportation write-off, a meal write-off. A lot of these women are tax write-offs for these men. And she's thinking that that's something to boast about. I responded to her, said, what is his leadership skills like? Is he a good problem solver? Does he have discernment? How is he under pressure though? If you're choosing men based on which restaurant he can take you to, I hate to be the one to let you know you're no different than a streetwalker. Come on.
I said what I said.
She is no different than an escort. If you are going to choose a man based on the restaurants he's taking you to, based on the fact that he bought you a fur coat, sis, you are no different than a cheap night, a cheap thrill for the night. These women, again, lack substance, lack critical thinking, lack the basic knowledge to comprehend how these things aren't a flex, to comprehend how when a man actually cares about you and he wants to pursue you, he wants to have conversations with you, including a coffee date. They're more focused on where the man is taking them, and they're paying little to no attention to what the man is saying. I had to jump down to Jen because she comes back into the conversation talking about she's a pick me. Of course, that is what they come with. A pick me conversation, again, proving that they lack substance, proving that they lack the intelligence that's required to have a conversation for more than 30 seconds. All these women can do is have a conversation that lasts as long as a TikTok video. They can't have a conversation longer than an Instagram reel because they lack substance. And this is why they push against coffee dates, because the environment of coffee dates require you to have substance. The environment of coffee dates require you to be able to not only start a conversation, but to maintain a conversation. And this is what they can't do. They are so predictable with their talking points. They're so predictable with their mindset because they follow social media and they believe what social media tells them to believe. So all of them running around like little chicken heads talking about, oh, I'm not going to go to Cheesecake Factory. I'm not going to go to no chain restaurant. I'm not doing no coffee dates. I'm not doing no gym dates. And you ask them why. And it's crickets. They don't know why they're not doing coffee dates. They will claim it's because they're not going to dress up. They're not going to get dressed for no coffee. Like, wear the same thing you would wear when you are going to Starbucks. Wear the same thing you would wear when you are picking up a coffee for yourself. It's not that
One week, you know.
Come on, man. You know no better than that as a cool person. Come on, man.
But that's why we have these conversations over here, to break down logical concepts to these chicken heads and to also present an alternative perspective to young girls who all we're seeing, we're surrounded by chicken heads, social media full with chicken heads. If you get on social media, you're going to see these chicken heads saying things that don't make no logical sense. So we try to bring balance to the conversation, right? We try to bring perspective. We try to bring a logical talking points, and what they come with, oh, you are a pick me. Come on.
Why would you say that?
Fix it.
Why would you say that?
It is your girl, Chantel. Y'all, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say about the overall concept of coffee dates and women inability to hold and maintain a conversation as to why they refuse to go on dates that require you to have intellectual conversation. Don't forget to hit the like button though. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Take care, y'all.